So students, in the previous class, we have started a problem. We shall continue that. Are you all able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. Okay. So this was the question. Design a reinforced concrete rectangular footing for two columns, A and B, located at 3.5 meter apart. The size of the columns are 400 by 400 and 600 by 600, and the loads on them are 1000 kilonewton and 1500 kilonewton respectively. The projection of the footing parallel to the length of footing beyond the axis of column A is limited to 590 mm. Uh, the safe bearing capacity of soil is 280 kilonewton per meter square. Use M20 concrete and Fe415 steel. This is what they have given in the question, that column A contains 1000, column B contains 1500 kilonewton. Okay. For that, what we had done in the previous class was uh, total load on the column, total load, approximate weight of foundation 10%, 250. So total load transmitted to the soil from the foundation is 2750 kilonewton. Again, safe bearing capacity is given 280. From that data, we had calculated the area of foundation, which is 9.821 meter square. With that in mind, we had also calculated the resultant force and its location on the foundation. And we have also calculated the length of the footing, breadth of the footing, and we were about to calculate the depth of the footing. Before that depth of footing, we had calculated upward pressure intensity, which is load by area of footing, which was 252.32 kilonewton per meter square. For calculating the depth of footing, we had checked for punching shear. We also discussed what punching shear is. Uh, this punching load we had calculated, and with the help of factored punching load and assumed design punching shear stress, we got a depth under column A 499.8 mm. Similarly, for column B, we have calculated punching shear and punching shear resistance. With respect to that, the depth of the foundation was 489.2 mm. So now we have to calculate the depth of the foundation with respect to the bending moment diagram. Hope it is visible clearly. Okay. So today we shall start from here at this point. Okay. Uh, as we all know, column A load is 1000, column B load is 1500, and we have upward load intensity, which uh, is to 252.52 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, observe that it is in meter square. Now what we have to do is, since it is having certain width, the foundation is having certain width. What is the width of foundation? 1.8. So we shall convert that to the upward intensity, upward lifting force to uh, per meter run length. ಒಂದು ಮೀಟರ್ ರನ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಪರ್ ಮೀಟರ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಪರ್ ಮೀಟರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಇದೆ ಇವಾಗ, ಪರ್ ಮೀಟರ್ಗೆ ಏನು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ, ವಿಡ್ತನ್ನು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಪರ್ ಮೀಟರ್ ಆಗೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡನ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಬ್ಲ್ಯೂ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಪಿ ಇಂಟು ಬಿ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿಡ್ತ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್, 252.32 into 1.8, which is the width. The final answer is 454.176 kilonewton per meter. See, this is kilonewton per meter. Okay, na? Kilonewton per meter, what we have obtained. That is what I have mentioned here. What is it is 454.176. Okay, na? So this is how we have to do the calculation. And we also know the dimensions. What are all those dimensions? Projection length for column A is 0.59 meter. Projection length for column B is 1.31 meter, which was calculated earlier. These two values, 3.6 and 0.59, is given in the question itself. So total length of the foundation we had calculated 5.5 meter. The same thing. Here also we don't know what is the depth of footing, and depth of footing requirements is what we are finding out. And we have calculated the upward pressure intensity per meter run ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. From here we shall start the calculation. First of all, we shall also calculate the shear force diagram. Bending moment diagram ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಈಗ ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ. Later we need shear force diagram. So we shall get the shear force diagram now itself, so that later, in the later part, we shall just take the values and substitute. Okay. We shall continue with this. So first I'll take the shear force diagram here. Minimize the size so that both diagrams are visible. Is this okay for you? Is it visible? Okay. The both diagrams are visible, right? Okay. See here. At the beginning, that is 0 point. It is 0. Now, this intensity 454.176 is acting from this portion to column A. Column A ತನಕ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ for a distance of 0.59 meter. So for a 0.59 meter, I will just add 454.176 into 0.59 meter. I will get it as 267.96. If you have calculator, you can try. Okay. Now at A we have 1000 kilonewton acting downwards. So acting downwards means I will take it as negative. The same value what I have is 267.96 minus 1000. I will get 732. For 732, I will add, because upward pressure intensity is acting upwards, 454.176 into 3.6, I will add to 732. If I add that, I will get 905 kilonewton. When I get 905 kilonewton, here again 1500 acting downwards. So I will deduct 1500 from 905. So it is coming downwards. So I will get 595. Around 595 I will get. So after 595 I will just again add, because this intensity is acting upwards. 454.174 into 1.31. If I add, it will give you this value. So ಯಾವ value ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಸೇಮ್. ಸೊ ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. So 0 at the end 0 ಗೆ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Here what will happen is at the center your shear force diagram will cross this datum line. Negative in the positive ಗೆ change ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. This changing point, what is this point called? Can anyone say? The point ಏನು? What is this point called? This point is called as point of contraflexion. Have you heard? At the point of contraflexion, we will obtain maximum bending moment. Okay, na? Are you guys listening? See, this is the shear force calculation. Shear force to the just left of A. Again, the same thing, I have written it in the calculation form. This is where I have got the values from. So someone is messaging you can't hear. Can you hear me now? 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 Yes. Okay. So now the shear force calculation we have done. If you have any doubt in the calculation, you can just try the calculation right now. Uh, okay. So what we have to calculate now is we have to find the point of contraflexure. That means shear force is 0 at a distance of x from A. We shall take that as the consideration, and from similar triangles. If you observe this diagram, we have the intensity of 732 for a distance of x. So 732 divided by x ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. So next, we have this value 905. 905, the height of this triangle is 3.6 minus x. You can see the substitutions here. From A to the contraflexure, the distance is x. A to B is 3.6. So minus x will be contraflexure to the distance B. ಅದು column B ಗೆ distance ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So this is how we can calculate the value of x. So observe here, 732 divided by x is equal to 905 divided by 3.6 minus x. I have substituted the value for x. X is equal to 1.6 is what I will obtain. So therefore maximum bending moment will occur at 1.6 meter from A. That is x value 1.6 meter ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. So the maximum value occurs at 1.6 meter from A. So now it is time to calculate the bending moment. Or don't scratch your head by considering hogging and sagging and all. We shall follow the same procedure as you were following in third semester. Strength of materials ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದೀರೋ ಅದೇ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡೋಣ. Okay. So I will take the moment at x. What is that x point? Section xx. That is where the point of contraflexure lies. So in this diagram, you can observe that I am taking the mx from here, ilinda. See, so this is the section. From this section, I am considering the moment value. Either I can go for left hand side or to the right hand side, whichever it is preferable for you. See, I will consider left hand side. To the left hand side, what I have is 1.6. For the length of 1.6 plus 0.59, I have 454.176 as UDL acting upwards, which will cause the it to rotate clockwise. So clockwise rotation possibilities ಇದೆ. So it is positive. 454.176 multiplied by 0.59 plus 1.6 whole square divided by 2, because load intensity into its centroidal distance. Uh, that is how you will do. Next, what is the other type of loading we have? We have 1000 kilonewton which is acting downward. This will cause the moment to go downwards, ಅಂದರೆ ಆಂಟಿ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ವೈಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ 1000 kilonewton is acting at a distance of 1.6 meter from x. So this is x. So this is X. Okay. So now from here, minus 1000 into 1.6. When you calculate this, you will get the value of what? Uh, mx value ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. So here you can observe minus 1000 into 1.6 plus 4.176 into 0.59 plus 1.6 whole square divided by 2. I will get the value as minus 510 kilonewton meter. Okay, then I will calculate the moments at the uh, columns, see MA and MB. So at A I will get this value, at B I will get this value. I shall explain how we got these values. See, taking the moment at A, so I am standing here. I shall use the notation again. Okay, so here from here I have to calculate the moment. So at A I am standing, so I'm not going to get any value from this column load. So 454.176 into 0.59 is the actual 0.59 square by 2 is what the moment at A is. And if we can calculate the moment at B, so MB is equal to 454.176 into 1.31 square divided by 2. So this is what the moments we are going to obtain. So here, these are the values I have obtained here. So mx is equal to mx ಬಂತು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ MA is what I have calculated 554.176 into 0.59 square by 2. I have 79 kilonewton meter. 454.176 into 1.31 square by 2 is equal to 389.7 kilonewton per meter is what kilonewton meter is what I have for moment at B. So moment at X, moment at A, moment at B is what we have obtained. So for this we shall draw the bending moment diagram. We have three values. I have shown you this bending moment diagram. This point is A. So this is A. Here this point is A, this is B, and this point is X. So mx is what I have minus 510 kilonewton meter. At A, MA is what I have 79 kilonewton meter. At B, I have 389.7 kilonewton meter. So from this edge I shall draw it a non-linear curve, a parabolic curve like this, and then follow it up to the maximum value and then up to the uh, positive value, and then continue with what parabolic curve like this one. So this is how a bending moment diagram is obtained. Why we have this bending moment diagram is we have maximum bending moment 510 kilonewton meter. This will help us to calculate the depth of the foundation. So according to this, what is the depth of foundation? We shall see here. According to IS 456, we have this formula. MU limit is equal to 0.138 FCK BD square. From that formula, we have taken D. Here I will have assuming it as DF. This DF is effective depth, not the overall depth. I will obtain effective depth. In the previous cases, that punching shear load in the calculate model, that is overall depth D, capital D. Here DF, this is effective depth. From this, I have to calculate the overall depth. So under root mu divided by 0.138 FCKB is what the formula becomes, where mu is equal to, mu is not the actual maximum bending moment, it is the factored bending moment. Whenever you see mu or mu limit and like that, uh, you have to substitute the factored bending moment. So to obtain the factored bending moment, what we have to do is multiply the maximum bending moment mx by 1.5. So we will obtain 765 kilonewton meter. So I will substitute that value 765 into 10 power 6 divided by 0.138 into 20. 20 is FCK, M20 and the question ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. B is width of the foundation 1800. When I substitute that, I will get the answer as 392.4 mm. I will just consider that value as 400 mm. So assuming by providing 16 mm bars and 60 mm clear cover, 60 mm, see minimum cover, clear cover to be provided for the foundation is 60 mm, 60 mm, whereas for slab it is 25 mm, for columns it is 40 mm, for beams it is again 30 mm to 40 mm, and above it, so not less than that. For foundation, it has to be clear cover has to be 60 mm. 60 mm clear cover should be provided. So we shall calculate the effective cover since the diameter of the bar is 16 mm. Clear cover plus dia of the bar divided by 2. How? See if I can draw a see here. Uh, See, this is the 16 mm bar. Effective depth is this much. This is df. Clear depth is this much. From the bottom of this reinforcement to edge. This is what I have written as 60. Okay. So effective cover is from here to here. Okay. From here to the edge. So effective cover. So this is 16 divided by 2. ಯಾಕೆ ಇದ್ರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 16 ಇದೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಧ ಇದೆ. So 16 by 2 plus 60 plus 60, 16 by 2 plus 60 will give you effective cover. These are all very basic. Okay. So I will obtain clear effective cover as 68 mm. So overall depth D is equal to DF plus 68. So 400 into 68 is equal to 468 mm. According to design consideration, for economical use of steel, increase the depth by 40%. So we have to increase the depth of the foundation by 40%. That is D is equal to 1.4 into 468. D is equal to 1 under 1.4 ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ if the depth of the foundation is less, that means according to the requirement, if we provide the same depth itself, then I will require more steel. See, when comparatively, cost of steel is more than cost of concrete. So if I increase the depth of the foundation, so I will be able to decrease the quantity of steel required for the foundation. So I shall increase the depth of the foundation by 40% for economical use of steel. So for economical use of steel, increase the depth of footing by foundation by 40%. So 40% increase ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ I have to multiply it by 1.4. 468 into 1.4, I have 655.2 mm, which is correspondingly equal to 660 mm. So now the effective depth of the foundation is 592 mm, which is 660 minus 68. So therefore provide D is equal to 660 mm. So here you can observe we have three depth of the foundation. From the with respect to the bending moment criteria, we have 660 mm. Next, we have according to punching shear consideration, Under column B, we have 489.2 mm, and under column A, we have 499.8 mm. So we have to provide the minimum requirement for each of these three criteria. So the maximum value of depth is what we have to provide. So here we have provided D is equal to 660 mm, whereas requirement for column A is 489 and for column B is around 480. So it also satisfy the depth requirements for punching shear requirements under column A and column B as well. And it also satisfies the bending moment requirement. So this is how the depth of the foundation can be calculated. Any doubts? So let me take the attendance uh, and I will continue the class. Okay. Chaitra. ದರ್ಶನ್ ಯಾವ ದರ್ಶನ್ ಇದೆ? ದರ್ಶನ್ ಆರ್ ದರ್ಶನ್ ಎಂಪಿನ? ದರ್ಶನ್ Darshan, can you hear me? See, till now I am not seeing the complete class in the meeting sessions. ಏನಪ್ಪ ರೀತಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಗಂಟೆ ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಮಾಡೋದ? ಇದು ಯಾವ ದರ್ಶನ್ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಆಡಿಯೋನು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆಡಿಯೋನೇ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ನೀವು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ. ಓಕೆ. See, according to this problem, the next steps are we have to calculate the longitudinal reinforcement. Okay. Longitudinal reinforcement and we have to calculate the steel requirement for transverse reinforcement. So longitudinal and transverse reinforcement we have to get. We shall study all those things in the next class. So up to this point, if you have any doubts, you can clarify. So I will share this notes with you with the class. In the afternoon or in the evening, you can try this up to this point. If you get, meanwhile, if you get any problem or any doubts, you can ask me directly. Before that, if you don't practice, I cannot go further. Because you will not be understanding properly. This subject is problematic subject. This subject is not the one you sit and study. This is the subject where you practice. Okay. With practice, it is very, very easy. So if you follow all my instructions to solve the problem, it is very, very helpful. See, I may be solving one problem now. but the procedure is similar for different problems as well, with very minute changes. While doing this exercise, you make sure that you follow all the steps. Okay. So now I shall end this session. Thank you very much. If you have any doubts, you can ask.